I don't know, you locked in? Yes. Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new amazing Doctor Who review for today. So for this review, I'm reviewing one of my favourite episodes from Series 7. Now, from the first part of Series 7 with Amy and Rory, this is the episode I absolutely always go back to revisit and give it a rewatch because I absolutely love it, because it is the return of the Daleks. And not when I say it's basically the return of the Daleks, it is the return of the classic Daleks since 1988. So I absolutely love this episode because it does bring back the actual classic designs of the Daleks from the 60s, 70s and the 80s, add them in with the revival Daleks and the Dalek paradigm. So this episode originally aired on BBC One on Saturday the 1st of September 2012. So when this episode first aired, I was actually on holiday in Half Moor, and I remember watching this in the caravan with my dad. I think my granddad Mick was there, and a few other family members, like a few of my cousins. I think my cousin Tia was, and David. I think my cousins Tia and David are there, and I remember watching this episode. I think they were there. I'm not 100% sure. I think they were. I know some family members were. And this episode basically caught the eye off me because I actually went in this not expecting back then what I do now. So this episode, it is a Matt Smith episode. So really it is basically the 11th Doctor episode. So Matt Smith's in it and he's actually quite good as the Doctor in this episode. We have the return of Karen Gillan as Amy Pond. We have the return of Arthur Delville as Rory. And of course, we have the very first introduction to Jenna Coleman playing a different character to the Clara. As we know, she only plays like a incarnation or a version of Clara that went through the Doctor's timeline at the end of the series that we didn't know at the time. So that was pretty cool. And this episode is called Asylum of the Daleks, as I said. Now, this episode, it is one of my favourites because it is the return of some of the designs of the Daleks from the 60s, 70s and the 80s, which is the first time it actually happened out of it happening twice. So if the Daleks do come back, I kind of want the classic Daleks to return with the modern ones. Imagine a whole Dalek ship with the bronze Daleks, with the classic Daleks as well. I really think that might be fantastic, and I really would like to see them return. So this story, we have the return of the 60s Daleks from basically the Daleks and the power of the Daleks we see. Some of the 60s, some of the 70s Daleks and the 80s Daleks, the special weapons Dalek from Remembrance of the Daleks as well, which I absolutely love. So what can I say about this episode? So the Doctor gets a psychic message and has to go to the planet Skaro, where this woman is trying to contact him, thinking, because the universe at this point thinks the Doctor's dead, but he's actually wiped his name out of the entire universe database because the Doctor's supposed to be dead. So anyway, he goes to Skaro and we have this fantastic shot of this great big Dalek ornament or statue of a Dalek, and you go into through the eye stalk, which is where the Doctor meets this woman, and of course the Daleks shoot him and say the Doctor is required. And at that point as well, they do go and capture Amy and Rory, and they're inside this Dalek ship. Now the question is, why do the Daleks want the Doctor? Do they want to exterminate him? Well, no. It's generally because they want them, they actually want him to save them, as you will see from this clip. I mean, the music for this episode is done so well by Murray Gold. So well. It brings that fantastic atmosphere of the Daleks, gives them a whole new soundtrack and stuff. I mean, I absolutely love it, because when you got that music playing out and then you've got the Daleks saying, "Save us." What? You will save us? I'm sorry, what? You will save the Daleks. And I love how the Doctor's literally lit up with the powder Daleks at the back saying, "Save the Daleks, save the Daleks, save the Daleks." Then of course we cut into the beginning of the episode after that, after the credits, and we get a shot of Jenna Coleman trying to make a souffle, and she's trying to look out the Dalek inside of her. Oh, sorry. If you haven't seen this episode, you know. Anyway, she is technically a Dalek, which we do find out a bit later on in the episode. But anyway, as the story carries out, the Doctor says to the Daleks, literally asking, what do you know about the Asylum? And the Doctor goes, according to legend, you have a place where you dump the battled and insane Daleks. Which makes no sense to me. And he asks him why is that. He goes, because you lot just kill. So why won't you go and kill the insane Daleks on this planet? And somebody's got into the planet because of the crashed spaceship of Alaska. And of course, the Doctor, Amy and Rory do get sent down by the Daleks in the permanent ship. And of course, you do have a great question where they're literally trying to find the Doctor at play. He goes, "Do not be fair to the Daleks when they find me as a planet." I absolutely do love that scene. I think it's iconic. Then, of course, when you do get to the actual proper inside of the actual Dalek Asylum, because I don't want to talk about too much about the episode. So when they do actually get into the actual Asylum of the Daleks, it's absolutely brilliant. So we've got one race of Daleks, basically not the too badly insane Daleks. So we have, from this scene, as you're going to see, we see the return of some of the 60s, 70s, and 80s Daleks, along with the Bronze Daleks that are basically just sleeping and not insane and stuff. And then, of course, the Doctor does end up activating the Daleks self-destruct, and he does take out those Daleks down there, where Rory goes, "Who killed all the Daleks?" And the Doctor just comes out carrying the unconscious Amy and goes, "Who do you think?" I love that scene. That's literally one of the best things. Who destroyed all the Daleks? Who do you think? I love Matt Smith, the way he just says that. And I love how he literally goes to try and get Oswin, played by Jenna Coleman, and as he's there literally going to her, and then of course he approaches intensive care of the Daleks, and during the intensive care it turns out to be all the Daleks that have faced the Doctor, because we have so many callbacks. We have the callback to Sparadon from Planet of the Daleks, where the Daleks wanted the power of visibility with John Pertwee. Then after that we have a callback to Vulcan at the end, which is basically a callback to the power of the Daleks, where the Doctor destroyed the Daleks, and a few other battles, and he goes, "These are the Daleks that survived me." And of course, when they all, basically those ones just basically ignore, but when they actually detect the Doctor in there, they go, "The Doctor, Doctor, Doctor." I absolutely love the way how he's there screaming for Oswin to open the door, but she kind of hacks into the Dalek telepath wave, and she makes them, kind of forget the Doctor. And that's kind of cool when you see that. But when he comes face to face and he actually sees Oswin in the Dalek casing, and it kind of hit that fantastic, powerful moment where Oswin's just there trying to realise, and it's done so wow. The music for it as well is just done so brilliantly, and the fact that she's damaged at this point, that the fact that she has technically became a Dalek, and that's the thing. One of the things she never really thought that would happen, because the Daleks do need geniuses. And then, of course, she does help the Doctor by turning off the Daleks' force field and making them teleport to the TARDIS on board the Dalek ship. So we have that fantastic shot of the planet blowing up, the Asylum planet blowing up, and the Daleks do detect the teleport, so they think they're under attack. I absolutely love that shot with Matt Smith saying, "You know, you lot should be more careful, because you should know, me and I've got a very good aim with teleports." And when he goes, "Hello, losers, identify yourself." Identify, it's me, the Doctor, the oncoming storm, the Predator. "Oh, Oswin, you made them forget me." "Oh, you beauty." Because at this point the Daleks have forgotten who the Doctor is, and then when the TARDIS dematerializes, they are still saying, "Doctor Who, Doctor Who." I absolutely just love that shot with the Daleks screen asking who the Doctor is. I think that's brilliant. They do get the memories back of the Doctor, the Daleks do, in a few stories later on in the time of the Doctor. But it's actually kind of good that the Daleks did forget the Doctor for a little bit of a while. And then, of course, the Doctor drops Amy and Rory off, and he's still there travelling, and he's there a lot happier, and that's where the episode closes, and you get the next time trailer for the next episode, which is Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, and it's not really a great episode, so I will talk about that if you want me to do a review on it. So, Asylum of the Daleks, what can I actually say about it? Well, it's generally for me, it's a 10 out of 10. Not many people enjoy this episode. For me, I absolutely love it because, one, it's just a Dalek episode, and this is out of the main Moffat episodes for the Daleks, there's only two I particularly do enjoy from the Moffat era, which is Victory of the Daleks and, of course, Asylum of the Daleks. I'm not too fond of, Into a Dalek. I'm not really too fond of The Magician's Apprentice and The Witch's Familiar, even though that has more use of the classic Daleks than this one does. But this one, to me, it is special because it introduces new viewers into the actual classic designs of the Daleks from the 60s, 70s and 80s, which is absolutely brilliant. So for this one, I have to give it an A because I just genuinely love it. So I'm actually going to be more generous than that. I'm going to give it an A+. So what do you think of Asylum of the Daleks? Do you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it? Let me know in the comments. Please do like, subscribe and share, and join me for more awesome Doctor Who content. And Geronimo.